How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map here on Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Strasburg, Pennsylvania. And before we get going, I wanted to point out a couple of things here. For those who follow along with my content will know that I've touched on this map several times. I've done an early look, a early access map tour, and now here we are on the actual map tour. Now, why am I doing a map tour when I've already done a map tour? Well, the reason I'm going to do this is, number one, my channel is kind of dedicated in regards to the maps that come to Farming Simulator 25, just Farming Simulator in general. It is dedicated to the kind of the tracking aspect of things. So I start out with the map tours, and I also go along with the updates and all that stuff. So I kind of go from like almost birth to, the end result of the map when it's at its last update and all that stuff. So the reason that I'm doing this is not only to kind of go in a chronological order, but to also note that there are instances, like on this map, where the early access map tour and this map have a lot of differences to them. I'll point them out throughout the tour here today, but I wanted to be able to come back on, even if this didn't have a bunch of changes or anything. Even if there were small, subtle changes, whatever the case may be, I wanted to be able to put the video together to be able to show that this is the map that you will get from the mod hub, not what I had access to early. Now, before we get going into this, I also want to give a big shout out to JakeDub77, the maker of this map. I want to not only thank him for his kindness in being able to allow me early access to this map, to be able to bring it to everybody on my channel, but also giving me the opportunity to be a part of this map. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about here in just a little bit after I read the description, which we'll go ahead and jump into right now. It reads, "Welcome to Strasburg, Pennsylvania, a map based off the historical town in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, my hometown where I have a family-run beef farm. Strasburg was a place of rest along the Conestoga Wagon Trail as the settlers traveled west. Strasburg is the heart of Amish country. The soil is rich and fertile. The iconic Strasburg Railroad is still in operation today, running continuously since 1829. Get to farming or take a relaxing drive around the hills of the lower Susquehanna Valley. 100 viable farmlands, 69 fields, 12 pre-built farms, plenty of space to build your own farms. Thank you to BDD Gaming for selecting the starting equipment. This is a North American map created by JakeDub77 and is 45.34 megabytes to download. There are mods required for this map, and they are the Old Sheds by Abergotti, the Steel Sheds by FSG Modding, FSG Tasman, the Meadow Fence Pack by Cayman, Cow Barn XL by FSG Modding, FSG Tasman, US Cow Barn with Vector by VX Mapping, American Silos Production Pack by TK Farms, Sheep Goat Barn by Celebuki, Animal Shed Pack by American Modding Inc., Old School Pack by Icus, Fenceless Pastures by Cookie Modster, Monoslope Cow Barn by American Modding Inc., and the Long Chicken Barn by Dudek 112 and Barney. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here on the southwest portion of the map on our main starting farm, and we start out by owning farmland number 63, which includes the main starting farm area here, as well as this kind of back 40 area, what I'll refer to as back 40, which is just basically open pasture land. There are no fields, like dedicated fields that you start out by owning. As you can see, it's all just kind of pre-placed grass fields. That's basically all you get on this map. Now, we cannot buy all areas of the map. As you can see, if we go up here and, why am I locked in? There we go. Go up here to the north and zoom in, you'll see around the shop area that you're not able to buy this, you're not able to buy like around the animal dealer, and so on and so forth. So there are areas that you are not able to buy. Now, the field prices do vary, but they are extremely reasonable. Now, starting out, you do get a periphery area That includes a lot of the roads and all that stuff. $242,268. That's one of the more expensive pieces of property. But take a look at this. Itty bitty little tiny guy here. 58 for 1,608. 12,000. 26,000, 34,000, 34,000, 18,000. You do get this one here for 27,000. Let's see, we got this one for 7, this one for 13, 36, 32. I mean, so on and so forth. I mean, tons of little fields here that are dirt cheap. And then over here to the eastern portion of the map, big field here, 175,000, 137,000, 90,000. Got this one here at 87. This one here at 160, and so on and so forth. You get tons and tons of property for not that much money. It's relatively cheap and easy to buy, but the problem is that you don't have a field to start out with, so you're going to have to be pretty creative as to how you're going to make your money. So yeah, it's going to be cheap to expand, but getting to that expansion point is going to be difficult. Now, if we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out under the buy menu here, we have no mods and DLCs tab, so nothing specific here. But if we take a look under the build mode, there is absolutely nothing under this buildings tab here. But if we go onto the productions tab, nothing for factories. But here under selling points, scrolling all the way down, you'll see the Farmers Market Strasburg, Pennsylvania mod on the bottom left-hand corner. That is a mod specific to this map. There is absolutely nothing for greenhouses, cultivation, or generators. There's also nothing for animals, decorations, or landscaping as well. So not much in the ways of mod specific to this map, but it does exist. Now, taking a look at the starting farm here, we can take a look at our starting equipment. We go here and scroll down to the prices list here, going over to vehicles. Oh, wait a minute, just realized I didn't run through all this stuff. No animals to start out with. There are contracts available. There are no production chains to start out with that you own, but there is one available to purchase. And then if we scroll over to statistics, it does say collectibles collected 0.25, but there are no collectibles on this map. Now, taking a look at our starting equipment, we start out with the Amazon Senio 4000 Super Cultivator, the Alba Bale Spike. We have the Case IH Puma 185 CVX Drive. We have a FarmTech DPW 1800 flat deck trailer, Great Plains Solid Stand 1500 seater, Krone Vendro 820 Highland tedder. We've got the K-Brand GA4731 windrower, the K-Brand GMD 3123F front deck mower, the K-Brand GMD 8730FF rear deck mower, the K-Brand SW4014 bale wrapper, the K-Brand VB3190 baler, Pottinger Boss Alpine 251 forage wagon. We got the Pottinger Servo T6000P plow, the Quickie Q7M front loader, and that is it. So what I'm going to do here, because our equipment is tucked away and we only have that one tractor, in order to kind of speed things along, I'm going to go ahead and bring a truck to this location here, and I'll just lease it out. So that way we're able to get around the map a little bit quicker, but we'll also start in this starting location as well. So we'll be right back. All right, and I am back here at the starting farm, so let's go ahead and take off from here. So we'll go ahead and start out in this direction. And this will make the tour just a little bit quicker while still being able to take in everything. So starting out here, right next door. Now, I will be jumping in and out of the map because there are tons of these farms that we're going to need to purchase. Starting out with this one here at Farmland number 65, $32,960 to buy. Farm number 2 has a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. Heading back out. Next door to farm number 3, right here, Farmland number 66 for $9,964, and we have another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. Now, farm number 4, which is just over here, has basically 2 farmlands associated to it. So starting with farmland number 69, $7,340, go ahead and purchase that, and we have another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. Next door to that is farmland number 68 at $81,199. We'll go ahead and purchase that. And we have a couple of cow barns. Well, a cow barn and a cow pasture, technically. So here we have 100 cows, room for 365 of them. We can put our straw and feed in down here. To my left, we have the milk trigger. Slurry trigger is right there. We have our input for our cows. We can open this, pass right on through. Over here is the cow pasture with room for 314 cows. We start out with none. Animals can go in there, feed can go here, water there. Now continuing on to the next point of interest. This will be farm number 5. Stop right here. Farmland number 100 for $20,416. Go ahead and purchase. We have another sleep and wardrobe trigger here. And over here we have a couple of chicken barns. No chickens to start out with in these barns. As you can see, 0 to 500, and that's for both of them. We have our input for our chickens here. Feed can go inside, down at the very end there. And then if we bring it into third person mode and we zoom in, you'll see that's where the egg spawn is on the back side over on both sets of buildings. Now, get turned back around. Crossing back over the bridge. Passing by the main starting farm. We'll go down this side road here. Now, if you pay attention to this little fence that I'm running alongside here, right over here where the fence ends, you see this little lane right here? This takes you out to that back 40 property that I was talking about earlier. So that's how you get back there. If we continue on back here, though, we'll get to the next farm, which is going to be farm number 6, but you don't technically have to buy the farm. As you can see, you do have access to all the sleep and wardrobe triggers here. There are 3 of the same building here. But if you want to purchase the land, farmland number 64 for $51,864. Go ahead and purchase and move on. So heading back down. Oh, easy. All right, now right here, this is going to be farm number 7, and we can purchase this farmland number 25 for $35,924. So go ahead and do that. And again, another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger is along the side of the building to the left. Heading off to the left here, we'll come up to the next point of interest. Right here, this is going to be farm number 8. If we go in, purchase farmland number 4 for $56,656. Go ahead and do that. You'll see we got another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger right over there to my right. And then tucked away back here, we have a sheep barn. We have room for 231 sheep. Our feed can go here. And I believe the wool spawns roughly in this area here. I cannot find the actual trigger marker or the actual unloading zone, this little hash mark area that you'd normally be able to see. I think it's hidden over in this area here, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. Hop back into the truck. Cross the bridges, making a right, go down this driveway. This will take us to our next farm. Right over here, go to the map, purchase farmland number 72 for $36,420. Go ahead and do that, and you can see another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. One thing to point out, as you can see, the grass does need to be tidied up a little bit around here. Not too bad, though. Now heading back out, where we came. Now heading out in this direction. Come up to the next farm. This is going to be farm number 10. Well, first, go up to the gate and purchase farmland number 70 for $77,712. Go ahead and do so. You'll be able to open the gate now. Whereas before, if we didn't purchase it, you can't open the gate. And tucked away back here, you'll see another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger at the house there. And this is the cow barn with feeding robot. Let's go ahead and stop right here. To use the robot, you put in your straw, hay, and silage in here. If we open this up, here we can put in for our mineral feed. Milk comes here. And we also have storage at this barn as well. 250 slots available. You can take out here. You can load it here. Now, I believe that you can put in feed here as well. And your animals can be put in at the end over there. So now heading out of the barn, off the farm. Again, we're going to backtrack a little ways. So we come up and approach the double bridges up here. Passing by the road where our main farm is. We continue to follow this out towards the southeast. Come up here to my right. Go off in this direction here. Got a nice large placeable area tucked away over there. And over here, we have our next farm. So we stop here. Purchase farmland number 31 for $27,684. Go ahead and do so. We get another sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger along the side of the farmhouse right over there. Now, I believe that was farm number 11, if I'm not mistaken. It's coming up here. Go across the street, and now we're going to take this all the way to the north. As you can see, some of the grass is approaching, the pavement here. Again, the things that I've discovered on the map are not big issues at all. They're just little aesthetics here and there that could very easily be cleaned up, whether by the user or by the map maker down the line kind of thing. But yeah, everything I've seen up until this point appears to be pretty solid. Now, coming up to the intersection, we'll make a right. Now, coming up here to my right, this is going to be farm number 12. We'll stop right here and purchase farmland number 2 for $135,392. Go ahead and do that. We get another chicken barn right here. We have 250 chickens in it, room for 500, just like the previous one. This is the same exact building, same exact mod. Output for your eggs are right there. Feed is on the inside, and chickens can be put into it on this side that we're approaching over here. Coming up here to my right, we have another sleep and wardrobe trigger. Okay, stop here. We have a cow barn. We have 150 cows in it already. Room for 213. We can put our cows in over there. Feed can go here. Now this is one of the kind of beef barns, so it's not made for milk or anything, and there's no output for slurry. You can put straw in this, and you can put a manure heap down to be able to get the manure out. Over here, we have the large steel silos. This is a production point that you can purchase with this farmland here, where you can make hay, pig feed, silage chaff, silage grass, silage hay, silage straw, and that's all like silage that you can make from the products that are being listed there: chaff, grass, hay, and straw, as well as TMR, total mixed ration. And you got 2 of these production sites you can put in right over here and there. You can take out from the spouts right over here. Now let's get Turner back around. Heading back out to the main road. Tucked away just up here. Make a right. Over here we have a gas station right there. And tucked away back here, we got farm number 13. We'll stop. Taking a look at the map, farmland number 74 for $46,640. Go ahead and purchase that. Another sleep and wardrobe trigger. We do get a bit of storage here. Now, coming back and making a left. Up here, again, is another large change that I have found on this map from when I did my early access map tour, to where the shop area, I think, had this road here, but wasn't actually connected, if I remember correctly. This is now actually connected. We do have a repair trigger right here, and the shop trigger is just ahead of me. Over there, we'll go ahead and check that out. Right here, shop trigger. And over here is another big change that was made since that tour. Over here is the animal dealer, and there was the building off to what would be my right over here. Now it's switched sides to this area here, and this is the actual animal dealer location right here. You can purchase your animals using this area right here. If we approach it here, you can see the animal dialog box pops up there. And if we walk away, like to this side, we're just too far away from that kind of access point. So just be aware, be on this side of the trigger, and you should be able to access it just fine. Now, if you purchase your animals from this location directly, or using this same icon at any of the pens and pastures you have around the map, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them across the map to your pens and pastures. To save that money, though, you can come to this location with an animal trailer, and you'll be able to park it inside this hazard box area, and then utilizing the animal dialog box trigger, you'll be able to load into the trailer rather than having the animal dealer take it around for you. Now, just to kind of give you some context, to purchase an adult cow from here directly will be an extra $100 per adult cow. So just to fill up this building here with an extra 142 cows, it's going to be an extra $14,200 on top of the $166,000, almost $167,000 to be able to purchase those cows. So it's going to add up pretty quickly if you were to, utilize this directly. So you do have the option to save the money. Now, to my left here, we have AI Helper David and AI Helper Katie. Let's get turned around, back onto the main road. Now we got to backtrack a ways, catch our next set of interests. As we continue to zip along here, we can start to see our next set of interests coming up here to my right. Over here is the bakery. We can purchase a bakery for $50,000 right up here. And inputs are here, outputs are there. And also while we're here, let's go ahead and purchase farmland number 84, which is right next door for $31,024. And you can see we get a trigger that pops up. We'll just cut through here and see the wardrobe trigger and sleep trigger right there. Now tucked away back here, we have the warehouse sell point there. And over here, at that door, we have the warehouse buy point, which is where you can buy your palleted goods. Now if we go ahead and continue on, oh, meant to turn here. Tucked way up on the platform there, that is AI Helper Ben. Tucked away over here is the farmer's market sell point. You can see loose grains here, pallet goods on the other side. And on the inside, we have AI Helper Walter and AI Helper Noah. Get turned back around. For our last point of interest, tucked away over here is the Grain Barge Terminal 2 sell point, tucked away right up here. And that's it. That is everything here for Strasburg, Pennsylvania. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Now, before I tell you what I think of this map, I'm going to do my best to remove my biases from this. Again, big shout out to JakedUp77 for being so kind to send me not only the early access to this map, but allowing me to make the early access map tour, as well as the kind of early look videos that I have made for this map, and for giving me the opportunity to be able to name the or to select this starting equipment for this map. When I went through the process of looking up and trying to figure out the starting equipment for this map, I worked with Jake to try to figure out what kind of starting farm this is going to be, and it's intended to be kind of a small starting beef farm. So that's the reason why I chose this specific set of equipment I did, was to, one, help support the kind of beef farm aspect of things, while at the same time maintaining that small nature to it. But what I love about this map is that you're not limited to just that. There's so many separate farms on here of different kind of scale, of different scales. You're going to be able to basically start however you want. And because of how this map is, there's so many different, it's probably the wrong word to use, but it's the one I'm going to use because I can't think of what would be the proper word. But there's so many different biomes on this map. And what I mean by that is, down here in the south portion of the map where I'm at, there's tons of forestry. There's very limited sight lines and all that stuff, as you can see. So you're really kind of boxed and hemmed in for the most part. And you can see, like, you can get in some little nooks and crannies, some tight spaces on this map. It's really nice. But then in the north, you get the kind of widening out and opening up of the map itself. So you're getting more of the kind of, like, expanse of the map, which is, again, really nice. You get a fair bit of forestry on this map. You get some grasslands. You get some fields. Like, you got tons and tons of options, and so many different options on starting farms as well. I mean, it says that there's 12 in the description there, but according to my notes, I've got 14 total, including the starting farm. So, I mean, it might be 12 purchasable farmlands, which that would make sense, but, or 12 purchasable farms. So it wouldn't include, like, the main, like that trailers where there were 3 trailers, sleep trigger, wardrobe triggers, like all stacked up on top of each other. Wouldn't necessarily include that. This is the back 40, by the way, that I referred to earlier. That's how you get out to this area. But you can kind of see just how it's all kind of laid out here. So things I look for in my map tours, or in my maps when I'm looking to give them a grade. Color palette. It's nice and toned down on this map. I like the color palette. There's a couple of pops of color here and there, some yellows, some whites, things like that, but it's not enough to really kind of make it seem cartoonish, so that's very nice. The terrain, the hills and undulations, wow, this map has that all over the place. I love the way that this kind of ebbs and flows, and it just feels natural, and it should, because this is all based off a real life location. So all those elements that I look for really makes it very nice. There's a couple little hiccups here and there, but they're not enough to kind of detract or take away from the actual gameplay of this map. So me personally would not be discouraged in playing on this map whatsoever, full knowing that those issues, quote unquote, exist, kind of thing. But I mean, for the most part, solid map. So what would I give this map? 0 to 5 out of a 0 to 5 scale. Probably go with a solid 4. Solid 4. I mean, the improvements from when I did this originally on my original early access map tour to now, it's the same score. I gave it a 4 then. I give it a 4 now. But I think it's a solid map. I really do enjoy it. And for this being Jake Dup's very first map being released, I mean, wow. Jake did a fantastic job on this map. And I was, there along for the ride, kind of keeping tabs, hearing all the struggles that he was going through, and all that kind of stuff kind of in the background. Yeah, I mean, Jake worked really hard on this map, and I think it shows, especially when you look at the original early look video that I did, then see the progress that was made into the early access map tour to now the progress that is made to this video. I mean, so much has changed between just those 3 videos over the maybe 2 months that spans. I mean, wow, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So again, thank you so very much to JakedUp77 for not only being gracious enough and kind enough to send me an early access to this and allowing me to create the early look video, the early access map tour, but also allowing me to list out the starting equipment. I thought that was such a cool experience. I never got to do that before. Yeah, so very grateful and thankful to Jake Dup, as well as just having another map, a solid map there on the Mod Hub for everybody to sink their teeth into and to hopefully have an absolute ton of fun with. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with the channel and enjoying the content. That being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.